Hmm.
The women didn't back down. They grabbed their guns. Here's ABC's Zachary Keefe with the late details.
He was armed and dangerous. Police say that's a thief. Robbing his Tulsa, Oklahoma liquor store. It looks like he's about to get away with it. But watch. As the crook turns away, the mother-daughter duo grabbed guns of their own. Mother Tia
Okay, we're going to be starting here live in just a moment.
I saw the shotgun, I saw him, and just started to shoot.
The alleged robber returns, shot in the leg and limping, but he won't give up.
We were wrestling for the gun. My thoughts were just empty the gun, empty the gun, empty the gun. That's all I could think of was just to empty the gun.
He wrestles the gun away, pistol whips her, and tries to go after her daughter, Ashley Lee.
I just wanted him to get out of there. He just kept coming back at me. He just kept coming back.
But just like a scene out of a movie, he squeezes off a round at point-blank range. Mother and daughter fighting for their lives, finally able to run out the store to safety.
Tina says her daughter won't be working there anymore. As for the suspect, he's in police custody in the hospital. Now, police say he could be connected to at least 10 other robberies in the area. Tom? Some incredible moments on video there, incredible bravery.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights.
Okay. Okay. Hey, I am glad you all are here. It has been a very, very productive day here in the man cave at PJNet. For those of you who haven't heard many of the updates, you will see the glow on my forehead, my oily skin, is there because, well, we got some lights now that we used to not have. And that's a good thing. You also, Barbara, may notice that the microphone is not visible in the, thing here, okay? Well, that's because I zoomed in the camera. And that way you don't see all the man cave stuff over there, and over there, okay? So, let's get down to business. I did my lumberjack. It was my day off, and I went to bed last night. When I got home from work at 7 p.m., I woke up this morning at 10 a.m., and I do not apologize or feel any guilt for having slept that long. I was tired. I then proceeded to do my lumberjacking, and I did my lumberjacking. I just kind of light duty today. I didn't split any wood, I just stacked that which I had split in preparation for our associate pastor at our church to come pick it up. To use it at a church function where I think he's going to roast a whole pig or something. Got a lot more, and I wanted to prep everything for mowing. I will be picking up my new lawnmower, a goal that I set months ago, tomorrow. I get off work at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Go into work early, so I won't be able to stay up late with you all tonight. And I'll probably have to play with my new toy when I get here. But I wanted to prep everything so I could mow. Get all the sticks and the chips and the wood slivers and the bark and yeah. So got that done. Then went to writing code. All right. So one of the first things I did, a little cosmetic thing. We had it set up to where when you got your Twitter app and got it registered, your membership would expire in 1 month, and it had a little real cute countdown timer up there. Okay, but we will be having a lifetime member program. Don't know the exact details of it, but I set it up, and it's going to be real clunky and low tech. It's like you have, but anyway, your membership will expire in a month, and you have to pay a month. You have to set up a recurring monthly payment. I don't know what the amount will be. The target's $5, but we got people with 5 accounts. We're going to work that out. But basically, no, you can ride the wagon for a month, but after you've ridden it for a month, you gotta pull the wagon. You gotta put some money in. Okay. The amount I'm not concerned about. I just want people we just got to have enough money to pay the bills, folks. So will be set up manually once I get the PayPal confirmation. And basically I'll have to update it every month if it's a monthly recurring thing to expire it, blah, 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 blah. But Lifetime members, I've got it set up now to where I set the date to 100 years from now, and when it does that, it's got a thing Lifetime member, and you, okay, now you can proceed to the tweet scheduler. Now, I have had the tweet scheduler there where you could look at it, but if you tried to submit any tweets, it wouldn't let you do it. Okay, but we've made some enhancements in the tweet scheduler. Now, how could something as great as the tweet scheduler be enhanced? Well, I figured out a way, and it was based on some work I did on the state accounts. But basically, you set up the tweets. You can say 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Remember that? The cadence of them to go out? Well, if you say 6, what it now says is 6 to 9 minutes. If you want to say 7, it'll say 7 to 10 minutes. In other words, we aren't going to send the tweets out on an exact cadence that will lend itself to appearing on the Twitter radar as automated bot activity. So if you set it up with a 6-minute cadence, that is the default, the tweets will be scheduled somewhere between 6 and 9 minutes apart. Isn't that sweet? And it was really easy to do. Okay. Then I had to retool the database, and that's a lot of work, a lot of detail, a lot of hard stuff, but was able to do that. And I set up a little facility. Basically, here's how it goes. Once you have scheduled a tweet, you cannot schedule that same tweet again. Now remember, now there's two layers here. You can, if you go to the scheduler and schedule a battery of tweets and then you go right back in, it's going to say, no, you haven't even finished up what you set up. So it still does that. All right. But after it is set up and then they all get dispatched and you try to go in, you cannot select. In fact, you will not even see that same featured tweet again. You cannot send the same featured tweet twice. So I've worked all that out. It's in the database. So the good news is, and there's still some loose ends, but you can go in there, folks. And Dan, you'll have to get with me on how to set up your personal app. Another decision that I made today, I am not going to knock myself out right now trying to facilitate a tutorial video on how to set up your own app. To do that, I would have to re-download. I don't have a video editor at this point. I have to re-download all that software. I would lose several hours just retooling to where I can make a video and record it and produce it. We can't lose those hours, okay? I'm just going to put some stuff on the screen, but for those of you who have gone through this process, there's no way you can do it without somebody coaching you, okay? So what we're going to do initially is, you're going to have to coach new participants. They'll need somebody to hold their hand, whether that's me or one of you out there, to get on the phone probably and walk them through it. So it'll be a little, but it doesn't matter. It's kind of a soft launch, okay? We're going to be dealing with people that are here right now, people that are close, that are family members that can, if you want them to call you, they won't freak out. Oh, you'll get my phone number, and what if I hate you later, so that's good. The other good news, and it took a while to do this, the executable program that runs on the server, given the new database structure and the new rules, will not work. So I have to crank up a machine, an old Windows XP machine that I've done all of my development on for decades. And gosh, I had to hook it all up. I had to get a mouse and a keyboard. That all sounds easy, but when you just moved and everything's in boxes all around you, you don't know where anything's at. So it took quite a while just to get the computer, a monitor, a mouse, and a keyboard on the thing. And when I cranked it up, it booted right up, and it is healthy, and I'll be able to get to that code. So that is still to be done. But once it is done, we will be able to use the tweet scheduler, provided, Dan, that you have your own personal Twitter app set up. Dan, if you would like to call me tonight, I'm going to be retiring pretty soon, but I will be happy to walk you through. Oh, by the way, a very interesting, this is really just for Barbara. I was going to tell her privately. Would you believe that if there's a featured tweet with the phrase "is in," which there presently is, I think it's like the second or fourth tweet on page 1, the phrase "is in," it's tweet number 5 on page number 1. This really stumped me. You can't have is space in a featured tweet, because that is in fact a command, a reserved phrase. Okay, it drove me crazy. What's wrong here? Well, what's wrong? And I don't even have a countermeasure to employ there, but nonetheless, how do I say is in? Sound like Bill Clinton. So tweet number 5's got to go. Now, here's the thing. We really won't be able to make much progress on this. I'm hoping by tomorrow night I'll be able to say, folks, go in and schedule your tweets. The problem is this. There's a problem with the people that do the featured tweets. If they try to do something, it basically brings the server down. I don't know what started that, but I got to fix it. And there's just going to have to be one heck of a lot of tweets being added on a continuous basis because of the new rules that are being implemented. So that's really not good news to anybody, but we are going to make it super, super easy to add tweets. Easier than it's ever been. But so anyway, that's where we're at, folks. I am very pleased with the progress that we've made, and I am just grateful. And I'd say this, and it's almost repetitive, and I don't want the repetition to take anything away from the sincerity. I appreciate the patience that this team has shown in this. I appreciate my own patience. This has been hard, folks. We got the rug pulled out from under us, but I just look forward to getting everything going again, because this time it's going to be hard for Twitter to clamp down on us like they have before, because we're not breaking any rules. And so that's the update, folks. Barbara, if you'll get something in the queue. Dan, I'll send you a private message with a phone number where I can be reached. And if you would like to call me tonight, I'll be more than happy to walk you through setting up your own app. Give you just short term. Even when we get all that together, it's going to take me a while. What is a while? A few days, a few nights, depending on my schedule, to retool the host console such that featured tweets can be added by our tweet curators, namely Dan and Barbara. Dan for the COS project, I think, and Barbara for, everything else. But we're looking good, folks, and we will be operational by the goal of 2 weeks. So, but now, what's going to happen? And the goal is set for 2 weeks. I just heard from you all may not know Rich Hobson, but let me tell you a little bit about Rich Hobson. He has been a very, very gracious friend, not only of me but of PJNet. He basically is Judge Roy Moore's right-hand man, and he is running for the U.S. congressional seat presently held by Martha Roby in Alabama. There's an event the night of the 12th, and I've been calling him pretty regularly, but here lately it's kind of gone to voicemail. He's running for Congress. Kind of busy now. Harder to get. But he called me today and appreciated the prayers that I had left him voicemail. And he told me that there's an event elsewhere, I want to say Eufaula, Alabama, the next day. And he was hoping that I could swing that. So we prayed, and I called or texted my boss. I will be off the 13th and 14th, and I will be clocking out on the 12th at AutoZone, probably 3 in the afternoon, which will give me plenty of time to get to Enterprise, Alabama for the event on the night of the 12th, and then I can spend the night somewhere out there. That'll give me all day to get to my next destination, on the 13th, and I'll be off the 14th so I can get back. So, Rich Hobson, great guy. Judge Roy Moore is a right-hand man running for United States Congress. Not much on his Twitter account right now, but that's okay. We'll probably be amping up his name too. All right, folks, I'll leave it at that. Barbara, if you will fire off something in the queue, Dan, I'll get a word to you on my Skype number. If you want to set up your app, I need to get to bed here in about the next 30 minutes. Love you all. Thank you again for your patience.